Hello, audio balance tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Metroid Link to the Past Randomizer crossover with me, BlueAnkylo. I apologize for the last episode, or possibly two. The game audio in the emulator is causing me some problems every so often. It's hard to explain. I definitely recommend ZSNES personally if anyone's ever asking for an emulator. I'm just using SNES 9X because it's convenient for recording. But essentially what happened was the in-game volume setting seems to every so often decide that it doesn't care what I changed it to, it's going to be 100. And if the game audio sounds super loud, that's probably all that happened. It's supposed to be at like 30% so that the audio balance is good. Anyway, just figured I'd fill you guys in on what's going on behind the scenes a little bit. I am trying to stay on top of it, but it's tricky. I don't think there's anything we can do there yet. Anyway, welcome back. So we are going to work our way through Skull Woods. This is technically the last... We could bomb jump over this now that we know how. This is technically our last dungeon required, because I think we've got enough key items to beat the game. Also, these guys are exceptionally weak to Flame Rod, I believe. Yeah, one shot, one kill. So, anyway, we're basically done. We're just finishing things up, assuming I can finish this dungeon. Last episode had a rather interesting conclusion, as we learned about dungeon routing for the randomizer. Not what I was expecting. Whether or not that's planned or not, it's hard to say, but I won't ramble about it anymore, but watch the last episode at the end if you want to see an interesting take on what is considered not a glitch, I guess. But yeah, so I've actually really enjoyed the routing that this randomized run has given us. It's only really stumped me once with the Ice Palace, which, you know, if I was just playing fast as possible or using, you know, minor glitches, it would not have been a big deal, but I'm trying to play it, especially for you guys, as a fair run without any specific, oh, I know how to do these sorts of hacks and glitches, so I'll use them to bypass, you know, the logic of the randomizer. But other than that, it's been really cool. I was really happy that we got to run basically backwards through Meridia before we even got bombs. Like, I thought that was really cool. So I'm really happy with this seed anyway, even if it's not quite perfect. When you pick a randomizer seed for any game, you're never really guaranteed to get like a good one. Sometimes you get seeds that are like, here's all the key items right at the beginning with, like, I mean, technically we got Screw Attack really early and Space Jump, but they held out on a lot of key items like bombs that made it very difficult for us to actually make huge amounts of progress, like, you know what I mean? Like, they gave us some parts of the puzzle, but they definitely made us work for other progression items, and that's what I want to see in a good randomizer, basically. Interesting pathing for progressing. And sort of forcing you to take alternate routes through the two games, sometimes using the transitions to get between the two of them, which is pretty cool. What is this? I don't remember this room. Just magic pot room. That's a good room to remember, actually. Little secret magic refill. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on about it a whole lot, but I'm definitely enjoying the randomizer, and I'm sure I will play it again in the future. I might not be recording a whole lot of these. Maybe I'll live stream one in the future or something for fun. But yeah, I think this is a really, really well done, well put together piece of software. Can you... No, you could not hookshot across that. We could maybe bomb across it. And we get another key out of that. Okay. We don't have any big keys yet. This, I believe, takes us to the end, because you're normally supposed to get the big key to open the chest to get the flame rod so you can open this, if I remember correctly. But we already have the flame rod, so we can come down here whenever we want. And I think up requires the big key. So hopefully our two little keys will open that chest over there in a minute. Once I remember how to work my way through this maze. And hopefully that will get us a... Oh, that was actually just a little key at the top. I think if we keep going, though, we do need a big key to get to the boss if we go that route. So... let's check this chest out first. Well, that's good in the sense that now if we want to do I don't think there's any possible way we would need it, but if by some strange token we need to do the Turtle Rock or Misery Mire, at least we have the ability to now. That was kind of the last sort of key item that we didn't actually need for progression, but that was kind of the last, like, missing piece. I guess that's not fair. We're technically still missing the, we don't have... what am I trying to say? We don't have the ice rod yet. Isn't there a key? No keys here, okay. This is kind of a fun one. I know there's other routes to get through it. I just like that this room kind of makes you go around in a clockwise circle to get all the way to the end. It's wasting all my magic. They do refill you up pretty well. So yeah, this is one of those half MP is really nice types of rooms. And you do need the fire rod 100%. Although you couldn't even get in here without the fire rod, so not too surprising. I'm pretty sure the hands still take you back to the very beginning of the dungeon. Did that open the door I came through, maybe? We have one more key. Did I not ever need the big key? I got another key there. Oh, you needed the big key. Maybe the big key only opens the chest for this one, so that if you have the fire rod alternatively, then you don't actually need the big key to finish this dungeon. It's interesting. The randomizer for Link to the Past does strange things. Anyway, Mothula. Yeah, I need to give him more time. He's got too many invincibility frames. But, I mean, I'm sure we'll be fine. Well, we used all my magic. This guy was always pretty difficult. I guess maybe, to be honest, trying to charge up is the wrong option here, because going against the flow into spikes wasn't not terribly effective, let's say. So he gives us the big key. So yeah, I was right. You definitely did not need the big key to get here if you already have a fire rod. That's cool. Most bosses you need the big key to get to their room, but I guess technically in a vanilla playthrough you do to get the fire rod, but anyway, that was cool. So that's all the crystals, and I mean we could, if we cared, we could go back and what am I trying to say? We could check the big chest here, but I don't think it would have anything, like, it can't, I mean, it could have the ice rod. The only thing we could be missing is the ice rod at this point. So there's really no reason. We've got all the crystals. So what we should do is, we need to get on top of Death Mountain. You can't use, I'm like 100%, 90% sure. You can't actually use this in Dark World, right? Yeah, no magic birds, no undead birds, basically. So we have to go back to the light world. And then we can bird it up. Even in the forest, I think. Yeah. And that'll take us up to Death Mountain. And then a hop, skip, and a jump from here. And we'll be at Ganon's Tower. I guess... what's the quickest way to the top? Because we don't have to actually do Turtle Rock like normal. Although, at this point, we could do Turtle Rock, thanks to the staff there. One of these routes through these caves will get us up to the top without too much trouble. Maybe I'll take one of the routes I didn't, because last time I went up... Well, this is not one of them. But the last time I went up, I took kind of the hack where we pushed through a block to get to the top, which was not... Like, I used a glitch to get up there, basically. Which is cheating. And I did it in the Dark World. Should be easier in the Light World to get to the top, you'd think. Because then we can use the Turtle Rock... Dark World switch over to get there. There's one at the bottom, like on this, you know, there's a couple ways to do this. I think you need to fall down on this one. It's been a long time since I used this, this path. You know. I have been using a lot of potions and stuff, I believe. I kind of wasted my blue potion a little while ago, so... Oh! I wasn't paying attention. Oh, no! This is not the top, is it? This is probably the bottom. I mean, we did fall down. Why would you fall up? What was I thinking? Wonder if I should just have switched back to dark mode. Everyone's laughing. Blue, you don't know how to climb up Death Mountain. Come on, guys. I don't actually go up this route very often in the original game. Let's cheese it by putting a save and seeing if... I don't think these drop you anywhere else. Yeah, I mean, it's this one. We were right the first time. It was fairly obvious. This is how you get to the next area. You can apparently just respawn as many fairies as you want. So if you want to load up your bottles now, it's a good time. Alright, don't do that. Learn from your mistakes. Now we should be at the top, I think. Nope. Totally waste of time. So that path is completely useless. Awesome. Alright, let's check out one of these at the bottom. This does not look promising. Well, I say that. We can tip over. Well, we've got another fairy bath. Cool. I forgot about that. Mostly because it doesn't really apply to beating this game in a reasonable time frame for the Let's Play. Okay, so we could use the hack, or we could go the normal way. Unless you have to go to the Dark World to get to the top. I guess that's possible. Perhaps plausible. Okay, I just want to see what the actual proper way through is. Because I know I can use the mirror to cheat through that brick. So then, just for my own reference, the proper way up Death Mountain is you need the hook shot and the Titan's Mitt. Because that's the only way to get this. So hook shot plus Titan's Mitt. Now we're in dark mode. Can we just... One of these caves will take us up. This one's shop? Yeah, the shop moved, clearly, between evil and dark. Cheaper rent over there, probably. And if we just go up here, is that gonna work? That's not gonna work at all! Oh, right, more of these. Okay. So I glitched through these last time as well, but, like, normally... You'd have to fall down, that gets you past the first blocks. That gets you up here, and then you can fall over here. So that's how you would normally solve that little puzzle. That's fine, it's good to know, right? Like, not everybody wants to cheat. And then you fall down here to get 2 treasure chests. Right? But we already did that, so... There's nothing down, so that's just... Again, you don't need to glitch those blocks, you can just move them. But does this take us up to the top? That's the only question left. Yeah, probably. There's light. Okay, so that's the normal way up, and then you've got the mirror anyways, so assuming you've got the ability to get here, you're also able to get here in the light world. So that's sort of your proof. It's all good. It's all good. Alright, and assuming I have all the crystals, we can get on in. Also, I quite like the number of rupees we've got in the bank. That's a nice number. Alright, let's do this. Tower of Ganon, go. Now, again, I don't remember this, and it's randomizer, so we'll see what happens. I do have the Cane of Birna, so I can get the keys no matter where they are. This is one of those dungeons where it could require almost any item in the game, depending on your luck. Now, I've seen speedrunners and randomized streamers do this enough that I should have a pretty good idea how to relatively efficiently clear this out. But that was not what I meant to do. I could have bounced across with my whatchamacallit, my Pegasus boots. But I believe all we're really looking for down here, although there's a lot of chests, is the big key. As soon as we get the big key, we can actually just go upstairs and finish the dungeon. We're only down here stuck until we get that key. I thought there was I guess we have to go this way. I think there was something you could hook. No, maybe not. I don't remember these rooms well enough. We have to double check. I have one more small key. There's another key in this room, I think. What was over here? A chest! I feel like the timing on that is just really tight to get without getting hit. Without hitting, that's the real truth. Alright, well I'm glad I checked that one. If I remember correctly, this is one of those orbs that you want to switch out after you go past it. We'll find out if that was the right choice soon enough. Well, pretty sure that'll work. There we go. And then we want to leave it. I guess we'll just leave it like that for now. Oh, I can show you some more cool tricks in here, maybe. So these fire things, if I do this right... Well, that was not right. If I do it right, however, you can, while your hook shot is extending, your invulnerability, and they just walk right through you. So there's some cool little tricks like that I've seen. I should just test out just for fun. I kind of hate the teleporter maze, to be honest. These are not my favorite things. I never really remember the way through these either. I just fumble my way. Looks like I got the right path, though, I think. And then you use... one, yeah, okay. Gets us over here. So this is the... what do we call it? Invisible bridge room? I know we can cheat over to the right if I'm careful. I think. Big chest. We don't have any big keys, so that's not really an option. Isn't it like... I needed to not break that, though. I'm pretty sure you can just bounce off the back of that to get to the other side. You just have to not pick it up. Sheesh. Like that? I feel like that's the way you're supposed to do it, right? If you're a pro. And then you jump right over. That's one of the kinds of jumps that I'm okay with, though. Because that's That's like an in-game mechanic jump that doesn't take any really hacks. That's the big key! Woo! So we are ready to go. Let's just use this. I don't really care about searching for every single treasure chest in here. But yeah, I think as soon as you get the big key, you should climb the tower. Unless you need small keys, but surely we'll figure that out quick enough. Keep getting stuck. So smooth. Alright, we're through. Can't stop me now. Probably want some arrows here. Feel like there's an easier way to get them to line up. Anyway, dead's dead. So now we're into the... I guess it's more like monster... What would you call it? Monster... It's almost like the trial dungeon now. Where, like, every floor is just kill a bunch of monsters as quick as you can kind of thing. I don't really remember... Unfortunately, I don't really remember what to set all the orbs to make this easy. But, I'm sure we'll figure it out. I guess we could bounce across and head down there if we wanted. And then hookshot back. See, like, I feel like that's like an intended game mechanic, practically, right? If that allows you to do stuff like that, how else would you ever get to this room without knowing how to bounce off of walls, right? Unlike the bomb jump, I think... I'm pretty sure the wall bounce, or the Pegasus bounce is, like, pretty standard play. That's fine. Okay. A few more of these rooms to handle. One thing I think we skipped by getting the big key so easily, because we did get it pretty quick. I think we actually skipped maybe a couple of the boss gauntlet where you refight some of the like the bouncing knights from the Eastern Palace and stuff. If we still run into them, we still run into them, but I think we managed to avoid that one, technically. We're getting some pretty fun rooms. Luckily, Gold Sword makes this kind of stuff pretty easy. But I mean, we're at the point in the game where you're supposed to have all the items, so... Makes sense. Hey, there we go. So we get to fight this guy again. Alright, 3 for 3, like a champ. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we skipped the first boss, like the first dungeon boss. And that's cool. Usually you'd have to drop down to a lower basement floor. Optionally fight it. I think you drop into his room, don't you? And then once you fight your way out, then you can, Oh, I'm gonna try some tricks here. That's not what I wanted to do. That is just not what I want to do. That was not... Oh, I'm so good with this staff. I actually don't know the path through here. It's kind of a shame. Yeah. What is the way through normally? Light. Yeah. I just don't remember. I'm sure I've done it before, like, a dozen times, but it just doesn't mean I remember. Oh yeah, this is another one of those places where if you get it right here, it's really easy. Not so good. I'm not really very good with this cane. I guess it kind of sits on the blocks and moves. We'll try one more time. Well, it would have worked. It's pretty cool. You gotta give it credit, but I'm just not very talented with it, that's all. So much easier to just Pegasus shoes through everything. Pegasus boots. Sorry, we're not playing the shoe version. Alright, we should have enough mana or magic. We're gonna start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit of magic. Alright. Now, if I remember correctly, there might be a magic refill here. Yeah. One of the few things Blue remembers, because as soon as you come here, we get knocked back down and waste all our magic. Does it respawn? Nope. Don't waste your magic, guys. I'm screwed. Not screwed. I don't remember how to do that one efficiently either. There's probably a much safer way. Now, getting these chests is probably quite pointless, but... You know, theoretically, if you got this far and you hadn't finished Super Metroid yet, you might find, like, a plasma beam or something useful in here for finishing that up. Alright, got a bit of heals. I'm short a key. This is great. Where did I miss a key? I'm sorry. I mean, there's a ton of keys on the bottom floor, but I didn't think you needed to bring any with you. There's no other way through that, right? Like... No, this is all a one-way route. Well, this is great. This is just grand. It's fine, I deserved it. So, where did I miss a key? I opened all of these, right? Unless there was a key on the lower block. Just some magic. So... Good, good. We're making great time now. Literally going backwards. Oh, yeah, that. That's right. Me and these, final keys of the area, it's really that's what's finishing me off here, the worst. Hey, I remembered. Last couple dungeons of the game, and I just get one key too short. This is not good. So... what? The game soft locks me because I didn't bring enough keys? I feel like I'm getting cheated here, somehow. Okay. Let's try this again. This time, we'll go pick up a couple keys. We'll try to get a key or two without opening a door. There's a key. Maybe I can get one more. Did I not? Oh, it's probably a cane. Yeah, okay. At least we got to use it. Well, this doesn't look promising at all. I mean, I've got one key, so theoretically I could keep climbing the tower. But now I'm worried that, like, if I don't bring enough keys, I'm not actually going to be able to finish it. I thought for sure they gave you enough keys on the walk up that you're okay. But maybe I've been misinformed. You know, this would be a lot easier if I didn't have to also dodge the fairy type. Dang it! I just used a key. Now I need 2 more keys. Oh, what a great finale for this series. Seriously? There's nothing? Oh, there you go, there you go. Not what we wanted. Well, that lets me out. Doesn't necessarily give me the key I want. So this room is kind of a pain. Uses a lot of magic. At least they gave you more, but... you kind of got to do it all in one run here. Relatively quickly. Not that bad, but just relatively quickly. And we can use this. And then burn them. And then use this again. I know bombs will work, but I think it's meant for you to use the Cane of Birna, because that's sort of how it's designed to work. Drop blocks, throw blocks. Come on, give me a couple keys so I don't feel so bad. Not great. Not great. Alright, we're up 1. And, I mean, I could mirror out. But I guess I'm sort of committed now to doing the bottom floor, so... for better or for worse. Hopefully we are just 1 key short. I thought I should at least... see if I can cheese it. Yes! Ha-ha! Take that! That worked pretty well. What am I supposed to do here? Magic stars hiding. It's been a long time since I've cleared this part of the dungeon out, that's for sure. At least that shows you what you're missing. Alright, this just brought us back to this room. Now, I have the big key. We never went back to open the big chest, which we can get to from here. So there's that. That was really valuable. The most value. Basically dead. So what the heck? Where the heck am I supposed to go to get all these keys? I've been, like, everywhere, practically. Like, 1 room, 2 rooms that I didn't go into. And I'm, like, negative 2 keys right now. I'm really quite sure that you're supposed to get enough keys on the way up to open the locked doors. Just, you know, kill a room of enemies, get a key, and keep going. So yeah, we're never going to use a key on the left here, because that's just a wasted key. There's no way... there's no reason to use that key on that door. Because... you can just take the long route along the staircase to get across. Stand all the blocks, you get one there. Get a key there. I don't remember how I got into those upper ones. You know, it might have been part of the teleporting maze to get... yeah, probably part of the teleporting maze to get... well, what? I don't know. We went through this route already. We just did this right side route. I guess there's a down and left. Okay, I missed that. Okay, okay. Well, basically time to use some fairies, I guess. Because I'm getting flustered. And, this one tower is taking me way too long. I have to just take the next key I get and hope that that's all I need to get to the top. I was planning on getting 2, but clearly I don't have enough spares. It's not an option. I do remember this room being kind of a pain to get started. And then we got killed by fire. Friggin' awesome. But I had a fairy, so we'll just use it on random trap rooms. Somebody help me. We could just turn the fire off. And the hands. Well, what? There's too many things getting in my way here. I can't think straight. This is like... I don't mean to over-exaggerate. This has got to be one of the most frustrating rooms there is, just for the amount of time they give you to do anything. Well, what was I supposed to do with that block? I'm glad those two moved. It's not helpful. So did I do it wrong? Do I need to restart? Oh. Well, guys, you get to see exasperated Blue here. It's not even the randomizer. Like, at this point, we're basically done the randomizer, other than some keys. And, here I am, completely stumped by the final dungeon that's, like, possibly the most linear dungeon in the Dark World. There's only a couple things to do. It's certainly a long dungeon, but it's not for a lot of work to do. What the heck did I do wrong here? There's 2 blocks I can move along this vertical row. But so far, nothing else. Piss off. I feel like I must be missing something here. I know I've pushed a lot of these ones more than once. I mean... push that over, push that up. But that doesn't really get me anywhere. I mean, if those 2 are part of the puzzle, pushing those 2 don't help. We need to get a way to get in there. If there's no key in this room, I'm gonna be upset. Because I need a key, and I don't know where else we're gonna be able to get any right now. And it didn't reset. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe, you know, I didn't... So, after we got stuck where we couldn't go back any further, Maybe beyond that was a key, like, maybe I missed a key back here somewhere. Please, tell me. This was push that to open the door. Maybe I didn't kill all these enemies the first time through. Probably a reason why that didn't do that. That did not do me any good, though. Alright. 0 for 1. Maybe there's something in this room. Like, I can push that pillar around. I never really went down here. I think these are just here so you can maneuver the mirror, whatever you call them, the mirror enemies that copy your movements. I'm pretty sure that stuff's just around so you can manipulate them easier, basically, if you need some help. I just feel like there's gotta be another key that I'm missing. Or the game's just gonna soft lock me so I can't finish it. Like, was there something up on this room? Maybe I didn't open up all the... No. No. Killed by the weakest... Why is this so hard? Maybe I should have tried to go through the entire randomizer in one sitting. No key. We were off to a really good start, and about halfway through I felt like we were doing really strong. Today, not so much. Today, I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. How many times have I gone through Ganon's tower? I mean, I've played this game a few times. I would say we've probably done this, like... I've probably done this at least half a dozen times. At least. Like, that's being fairly conservative. 6 times. I haven't done it recently, but, you know, certainly have done it before. Now, to be fair, I have also watched others Let's Play and speedrun and randomize go through it, so I've probably seen it another 6 or more times, just sort of casually watching other people play through it. How can I get so stumped in a dungeon that I've seen done so many times? Just want the heart. I'm gonna spend 2 hearts to get 1 heart. But, like, if I don't find any keys, this is not going to work. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do, right? Like, well, and I guess, like, the game's fooled me once. It made me use a glitch to get through. I love the ice and lasers is so good. That was worth it. Yeah. Totally worth it. We're dead, right? I can't move on the ice. I might have to take a break. I might actually have to take a break. That had to be very nearly as far as we were able to backtrack when we got to the door that we couldn't get through. Because we were right there at the end, you know, like 1 floor away. And then we got a locked door. And then I backtracked. It must have been very near to where we died. And I spent some time in the basement trying to find a key, and I can't find any keys. So, like... I don't know what to do. I mean, I can check a guide to see... Because there is basement 1 where you fall down and fight the 6 knights from the Eastern Palace. I just don't remember how to get down there at the top of my head. It's probably in that room in the top of floor 1. I have spent like 30 minutes here pounding my head. I'm going to take a break, and next episode I'll come back knowing where the key is, hopefully, and I'll try to smooth things out for the final episode, because, man, I gotta say, this is a frustrating end to a really good randomizer run, and I just don't know what to do. I gotta take a break. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for sticking in there, and wish me luck in the comments section. Maybe someone saw what I didn't see. I'm sure I'll have already recorded the next episode by then, but you let me know. You tell me what I missed. I'll see you there. Hello, frustration tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Super Metroid Random Crossover, which was supposed to end last episode, and then we didn't. So you may notice I have a key now. If you're wondering how I got it, I just spent a bit of time off camera. It was where I thought it was, and it just took me a while to remember how to get down there. So from the basement, from the main floor, you know, if you start at second floor, I guess, head down on the left, go through the teleporter maze. At the very end, there was a couple rooms with a couple chests. I think we found the big key, and I'm like, good, we're done. Turns out, no, we have to fall down, bomb the floor, fall down, fight the 6 knights, go up. There's 3 chests on the basement 1 there. And that was essentially where the vanilla big key was, I believe. So we found 1 more key there. Now, interesting to note, on 1 floor, between the staircase, the 2 staircases to 2nd floor, that door is still locked, and I'm almost 100% sure that right now I've got all the keys. Well, there's 1 room left, but essentially I'm worried that if I had used my last key on that door that's, you know, needed, it's the one that splits the left side from the right side, I have a hunch that there's no more keys. So we would actually, like, lock the game. Hard lock this time. You'd need to use some teleport glitch to get past the door. I'm not 100% sure, but I have a feeling that technically this might have been a mistake. Like, there's not enough small keys before this door. And I bet you we'll find another small key or 2 after the door, after this boss, assuming I win this fight. So we'll do this. I think that was not a double hit there. There we go. With the gold sword, these guys should be pretty easy to kill. But yeah, there's going to be a couple more treasure chests here at the top of Ganon's tower. And if I see, like, more than 1 small key, then I'm fairly sure that they gave us too few on the way up. There was supposed to be a key normally in the chest right before the door that I got stuck by, basically, like the one where we started the episode today. The chest in that room does traditionally have a key, if you remember from Vanilla. So I wasn't crazy to be like, what? How did I ever get to this door and have it locked? Traditionally, there's always a key in that, that chest before the boss. Now, it looks like, given the fact that we're at the end of the dungeon now, there must be another key that I just missed on the first floor. Looks like there's 2 rooms I missed, so it's probably more just that I forgot how to get around, but still, it was very close to being hard locked if I couldn't find any more keys. Anyway, we're going to deal with a Ganon's Revenge. At least I hit him twice on that one. If you're good, you can... well, I hit him twice, 2 times in a row. I think you can hit him with 3 if you're really good at geometry. Well, that's... At least, you know, that's 5 times altogether. We did really good, actually. So, we killed him real quick. Most rounds, we hit him twice with 2 beams. Even if you can technically hit him with 3. 2's pretty awesome. Anyway, that's 1 less Ganon. And now our bird travels to the Dark World to teleport us. Even though it normally is offended by that. Look how close we were to the end. If I just had that key ready to go, instead of going up and down Ganon's tower 5 times. Anyway, are we ready for the final boss? What do you think? Yeah, we're probably fine. We don't need all those pendants. We got silver arrows, we got some magic. I got a couple fairies and a potion if I need them. We should be okay. I just also needed a little break. Did you know the biggest and heaviest cheese ever produced weighed 57,000? Thanks. Anyway, Ganon has a few phases. If I remember correctly, kind of similar to how Ridley worked. Once you've damaged him to enough that he'll go to the next phase, you basically just over-damage him. It kind of doesn't really do much, I don't think. Wow, he does do a lot of damage. I've got to remember, he actually hits really hard. And I just stopped playing terribly. So now he's going to start knocking the floor away. We got a couple good hits there. Cheapskate. He's got to be pretty close to being into the silver arrow phase. I feel like I'm doing pretty good at hitting him with the, yeah, now he wants light arrows. Okay, so what we do is prep for the darkness. Actually, let's, that was smart. Let's prep for the darkness, yes. And then get knocked off. Dang it! Ah, he teleported right on top of me, the cheater. I love this. I love this fight. It's so good. We were right there. That was the end. All we had to do was not fall off, hit him with a silver arrow or two, and we were done. And now I have to go in with one less fairy and half life. And start from scratch. Oh, it's the Moldorm fight all over again. The worst part of the Moldorm fight. Transcribed onto Ganon. Yeah. Tell me about your cheese. I love it. How did you dodge that, cheapskate? I should never go for that one in the middle there. Okay, I do have a red potion. Let's just use that now. I've still got a reserve fairy. We should be fine. 5 hearts down instantly. Oh my. Are you kidding me? I'm dead. I'm so dead! I can't kill Ganon. I'm sorry, everybody. My lack of sleep and too much playing Zelda has caught up with me. Who am I to try a randomizer crossover? And we're almost there again. I don't know how many times he pounds. But yeah, now we need the light ready to go. Light ready to go. And then silver. Kill! Kill! Well, that's our last heal. Never thought I would use all my healing on the last boss. It's right, it's sword and then arrows. Come on. Come on. He's not dead. I thought that would kill him. Are you freaking killing me? This is it. I hit him or I'm running out of magic. There, we got him. We got him, we got him, we're good. Well, I mean, Mother Brain went down a lot easier than that, I gotta say. I blame it on nerves. Ganon's tower wiped me out, and I was out of concentration for Ganon's fight. At least I didn't get a game over and have to go buy, like, a blue potion or something terrible. Alright, we got them. We got them all, guys. My own performance notwithstanding, especially at the end there, I did really enjoy this randomizer run, and I'm glad I shared it with you guys. I feel like... Yeah, I feel like my performance wasn't quite on par. There was definitely some... I'm sure some cringe-worthy fails there. But, I guess that's what happens when you don't play, a game for so long, and then you go back and... Like, honestly, we're playing on normal mode. It's not like the enemies get boosted stats, or we get weaker or anything. The difficulty of Ganon and most of the enemies was the same as vanilla. The randomizer just mixed up, you know, where the keys were. And it threw me off because... I don't know if I've ever even seen someone run out of small keys on the way up Ganon's tower. And most speedrunners don't get every small key. Not even close. They get the big key and they get out of there. So the fact that we ran out was weird. For me, anyway. And I don't think it's happened to me before either. So that's double weird. And then the same thing with the ice cave, where you basically had to glitch over the ice palace to get the final... To get to the final... Basically... I couldn't get into the last room with the switch because of the missing key. Because the boss had the key. Like, that was cheating. Anyway, I was really happy with how the randomizer rooted us in logic. Super Metroid was particularly interesting for me because I like Super Metroid. I've played Super Metroid more, so I know the randomizer for it better. I suppose my biggest faults were in the Link to the Past, where I missed the various suit I could have got a lot earlier, and a couple rooting fails, I'm sure. But, you know, this was my first crossover randomizer. I have a feeling if I did it again, it wouldn't be as bad, depending on what route the game gives us. But, I would also start probably learning a bit more of some of Link to the Past's, sort of minor glitches. Like the bomb jump we did in the Ice Palace. There's a few simple things like that that are technically glitches and sequence breakers. But they're also not much harder than doing Shine Sparks and, like wall jumping in Super Metroid, and I'm fine with that, so, you know, I should figure out the easy ones for Link to the Past. I think, you know, I'm never going to be a huge fan of doing Super Metroid runs with tons of huge skips, like, even mockballing is borderline skipping, but even, especially stuff like Short Charge, I just don't like, I don't mind watching, I don't mind if you do it, obviously, but I feel like I kind of have a personal level where it's too glitchy, and you're skipping out too much of the game if you're just... Like, there are ways of doing, in this game, I've seen it done, where if you use the Cane of Birna, the red one, to make a block and sort of bounce yourself around, you can sort of initiate, like, warp glitches, where you warp yourself, well, essentially to the end of the game if you want, or any other room if you know what you're doing well enough. That kind of stuff, I just don't have a place for that in my kind of Let's Play, or just personal enjoyment. So I have to put a limit on just how far I will accept with glitches for running through a randomizer, and anyway, I just, you know, I don't accept all glitches as fun for me. Minor ones, I guess, are probably generally okay. So anyway, you know, like I said, we're rambling on here. This is going to be kind of a short episode, because it should have ended last time, but I needed a break. I do really recommend, highly recommend, this randomizer crossover. It's really well done. Maybe one or two mistakes notwithstanding. And I really think if you like Super Metroid randomizers and Link to the Past randomizers, it's a great addition to your repertoire. If you're only familiar with one randomizer but not the other, maybe take it slow. Use the tracker we've got. I was really happy with this tracker. The quality of the tracker made my life a lot easier. I didn't have nearly as much problem finding... Hey, it's the Star Fox ending theme. Awesome. I didn't have nearly as much trouble keeping track of where I hadn't been or what items I hadn't got because of that tracker. So yeah, if you're playing along for the first time, highly, highly recommend using that and actually using it, like ticking off when you've been to a location and when you get an item. That way, one of the biggest hurdles will be handled by that. And I think if you get used to the green, yellow, orange, red sort of squares on the map of the one I'm using, especially if you're not familiar with one or the other randomizer, it does a pretty good job of telling you what's in logic. So if it's green, it means it's in logic. You should probably go there. And if it's red or yellow, if you can glitch yourself there, that's fine, but that's considered a sequence break. So that's pretty cool, I think. Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of that of the tracker. But yeah, I mean, definitely round of applause, a thumbs up, and all that for the developers that threw this together. I almost can't imagine how difficult it may have been to squish 2 full games onto the same cartridge. Essentially, you can play this on a real SNES if you can get a cartridge reader. You can kind of play it on a real hardware essentially, and one cartridge goes in and you play 2 games, and adding the ability to travel between the 2 with 4 little warp points. That was pretty clever and made for some excellent warping. Splitting up all the random items across both games and just having them both work and save together correctly. Like, that's pretty awesome. So anyway, I was pretty hyped to do this. Kind of a one-off. Also, I suppose this year I've done a lot of randomizers. I did a lot of Final Fantasy randomizers, and there's some other series that have pretty high-quality randomizers. Obviously, Super Metroid and Link to the Past are probably the 2... I think it's safe to say those are the 2 most well-known randomizers for most games. Certainly Final Fantasy 1, Dragon Quest, they have their own style for pretty awesome like RPG randomizers, and there's others like Final Fantasy 4 is fairly common. People have recommended that. But anyway, looks like we made it to the end. I don't know what the total number of items is. I'm sure I missed a fair number that we looked at and left. 8 hours, I think we could have shaved an hour off of that if I hadn't gotten stuck in Ganon's Tower and the Ice Palace. So yeah, if you're playing along, beat my time. Show me your moves. And yeah, time in Super Metroid, 2 hours 14. A acceptable time for someone who's lost and going through it for their first time, because we had to do everything so much backwards. Link to the Past, that's pretty slow, I think. Like, my Super Metroid time when I'm on the ball trying to get 100% is like, I don't know, hour 15 or something is what I tend to go for. Hour 20. I don't know. I'm not like anywhere near a good time. It's just, I can do it in about half that is what I'm thinking. But Link to the Past definitely sucked up all the time getting stuck in dungeons. So figures that's my weakest link. I'm the weakest Link to the Past. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and like I said, give it a shot. I'm sure there's links in the description that I've left, assuming I have. If I haven't, leave a comment and I'll fix it. Anyway, that's all. See you next Let's Play.